what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another video. And hopefully you guys caught my Dave Gettleman video. If you didn't, y'all should go check it out. But I wanted to come and do something a little bit different on my channel each week. I wanted to bring on some Giants fans, some Giant YouTube family members, also some fans of the team to kind of talk their point and kind of have like a 30-minute sessions. So this is probably going to be 30-minute sessions episode 1. I have Logan's Giant Zone with me and Adam with me. You can find both of the descriptions to their channels below in the description. I don't know why I just said that twice, but how are you guys going today? I'm going to give you guys 30 minutes each, 30 seconds each to plug what you guys need to plug. Where can these people find you at? Logan, starting with you.
Yeah, you guys can follow me at Logan's Giant Zone. My Twitter is linked there on my channel. I forget my handle. But, yeah, I do a weekly podcast every Thursday at 8, and that's about it. You guys can check me out there.
Let's get it, Adam.
My name's Adam. I just like to rant on the Giants. So if you're interested in listening to some crazy dude yell about the Giants, my link is in the description section. I have some knowledge. I go way back to 2011, 2013. I'm an OG. If you look at me, I was skinny back then. I was looking at a video before. I was like, man, I looked like I was a Somali and I didn't eat back then. But yeah, I'm back, and I get a chance to talk with these fellas. So let's get it.
Absolutely. First off, I want to say I love the background today, Adam. I love all the nostalgic Giants things you have back there. I love it.
That's my quarterback right there. That's Eli Manning. You know, I got this right here. Is actually from the stadium. So if you were to go to the stadium, on the poles coming down, they have this sign. The neighbor of mine that I used to live next to, he gave me like 6 or 7 of them, and I kept this one. Chris Snead. There was a Sam Huff one on the other side. I got this over here. You know, these pages here are actually from inserts from when I was an intern with the Giants. So they're actually from the programs that came in 2008. So if you see them, there's Kevin Boss. You got Tom Coughlin, Strahan. So in 2008, when they were replaying the season, I got those inserts. So this is my man cave. This is where I try to do most of my content. So you know how I'm the #1 fan, as it says right there. So
let's get it. I love it, and I just wanted to, you know, right now, guys, it's really tough being a Giants fan. And,
we got to put bags over our heads.
Both of these respected content creators dropped videos on their channels today, so I really respect if you guys just to go follow them, sub them up, like them up, you know, and watch their videos. I know Logan did a highlight because it's a basketball season starts tonight. He did a Knicks highlight, and I know Adam did one of his videos where you guys want to watch the whole thing to get the full effect of it because he's talking truth and he's talking knowledge. So you guys go check them out. What I wanted to bring you guys on today is like just this new 30-second sessions. Let's just talk about the state of the Giants, where you guys can see us going, what moves needs to happen, and we can basically store it wherever you guys want to store it. Does any of you guys have a topic you guys want to bring up, or I can come up with a first topic?
Well, I don't know if this is the first topic, but what I've been hearing from the Giant fan base is excuses. And I'm tired of talking about excuses because last week when the Giants lost, got their rear ends kicked 38-11, all I heard was, we're injured. Oh, my God, we didn't have these guys. It doesn't matter. The Rams don't give a shit. They don't give a goddamn shit about you not having your players. They don't care. And neither does the NFL. Okay? So
and real fast, Adam, I'm going to let you finish, but I want both co-hosts to know that I am putting the parent advisory in front of this video. So after 2 minutes, you guys can say whatever you speak your mind. This is a real show. I don't care about, like, I'm not here to make money. I'm here to speak my fucking opinion. And I don't care about, well, if you swear on your channel, your mind, fuck monetization. I don't do this for money. I do, and I come on here to be real. So you guys can speak your mind and say whatever you guys want to after that 2-minute mark. And Adam, you guys can continue.
Fuck the Giants.
Sorry about it. But my fan base, the fan base is getting on my damn nerves. Okay, because when you're sitting here telling me, well, we didn't win, you think we were going to beat the Rams with Galladay, Barkley, and our full complement of players? I don't think so. Okay, and you think the Rams give a damn that we didn't have our players? No, they could have hung 50 on us if they wanted to. They didn't. And you know what happened? You know what I also see? They don't want to blame the defense. Every time the Giants lose, it's the offensive line has done a bad job. And I'm like, yo, are we watching the same game? Because against the Redskins, the offensive line wasn't the problem, was it?
Dexter Lawrence was the problem.
That's the magic. Wasn't it a defensive player that jumped off sides? In a position that you're no chance to get into that damn quarterback, or your best chances to do is jump.
Right. And let me bring this up. How about 28 points in the second quarter? Who's that on? Who's that on? The offensive line? Is that on the offensive line? Because last time I checked, they don't play defense. So I'm tired of sitting here every week dealing with Giant fans telling me to my face that the offensive line is the reason this team has lost. The offensive line lost them one game, and that was last week because they had injuries across the board and guys were getting turned around like turnstiles.
Had a guy named Cunningham protecting Daniel Jones.
Exactly. Corey Cunningham, who nobody knows because he's a UDFA off of whatever freaking damn college he's from. Probably flipping burgers at Burger King. Gettleman went in there and said, hey,
they found him at Krispy Kreme.
Exactly. Say, hey, fat boy, you want to play football? Let's go. I got a jersey for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's get Gettleman in there.
And this tells you how bad Nate Solder is. You don't get benched for, Isaiah Wilson. You get benched for a UDFA. Okay? But again, I digress. My point here is the beef with the defense. And the fact that everybody wants to make it seem like they're so great. I got into a conversation with somebody today who was like, oh, last year they were great. We're not talking about last year.
We're talking about the present. Absolutely. Logan, do you want to jump in and say anything on this?
Yeah, I'd like to say breaking news. Andrew Thomas has been placed on injured reserve.
Do we have a time span on the week?
Injured reserve is at least 3 weeks. That's how
at least 3 weeks, right? So, yeah. Well, there you go.
You know what? That's good, though. He needs to be put on. Stop rolling him out there.
People out there that's hurt, yeah. That's what I'm scared about on what they're gonna do with Tony. And that's another topic that's been in discussion for the past couple of weeks with the Giants community too, is MetLife Stadium and the turf. I want to hear both of you guys' opinion on the turf and what should we do with it. Should we go back to natural grass that we had in Giant Stadium? Logan, we can start with you, and then Adam, you can go next.
Yeah, our turf consists of that rubber shit that they have at the playground. We definitely need to go back to grass, 100%. The turf is getting players injured literally every week on the opponent's side and on our side. So it's just fucked up. We got to get grass in here.
Let me be the first to say this is new turf. Okay, so last year's turf was different, and they weren't getting injuries because they broke it in. If you remember, the first time MetLife Stadium was built and they had the turf, Dominic Hickson blew out his knee when they first got the turf in there. So these are growing pains of new turf. That's what's going to happen. They have little beads of rubber in there that need to break.
That's the black things you see on the players when the players get tackled. Yes,
little beads, right? I think don't quote me on this, but I think they put sand down, then they put those rubber things down, and then they roll out the turf, right, with those rubber things in there. And what that does is it's supposed to act like ground and give. The reason it's not is because A, it's hot, B, it's brand new, and when it's brand new, you got to let those things kind of break up, right? And the only way they're going to break up is people playing on the turf. So what they really need to do is practice on turf. Why? Because your body will
I never get that. We practice on grass and then we play on turf.
Right. So the problem here is that your body mechanics work on grass all week. You come on turf and it's a different surface. Your body can be tweaked in a different way. They had grass in 2000 season, 2000 2005. I don't even know. I just remember it. And, Wellington Mara's famous speech, I don't know if you're old enough, Logan, probably not, but his famous speech was, on this field of painted mud, we're going to the Super Bowl, right? Because the field is taken up by 2 different teams. They brought in trays, right? The reason they didn't do grass is because it was hard to maintain, because it's not a natural grass field, right? So it was harder to bring in the trays and everything that they did. They did it. And the problem is most teams play with 1 team on their field 2 teams every week, right? Just 1 team. We play 4 teams with the Jets and their opponent, the Giants and their opponent. So that's doubly maintaining the grass. And it becomes John Mara doesn't like to spend money, folks.
And don't get me wrong, it does some college teams that play in that stadium as well in the area.
Occasionally, yes, they do host
high school games. Because in Hawaii, I'm from Aloha Stadium. We use that obviously when the Pro Bowl used to come down, but that is obviously UH's home games, but that's where the high school state championship is held as well.
Right. Same thing with Giant Stadium. So there's and concerts come in there too. So there's a lot going on. Yes. There's a lot going on, and that's why they don't want to do it. The problem is if you redo the turf, right? Either way, right? You get a new or you get grass. Grass, it might come up too much, and everyone's gonna be like, the turf is dumb. The guys can't get their grip. And for a guy like Tony who needs a fast track, you put him on grass now, he may not be as fast, and now you're going to complain about that. So it's a catch-22. The thing is, they just got to play through it, maintain it a little better. That's on the field crew. I mean, because they do maintain it, fellas. They do put water. They act like it's actual turf. They do They use water, they sprinkle it down, they try to maintain it. They do have like a little grading system that goes through to kind of get up those things, but you're not, turf is turf, man. I used to remember when they played on straight carpet. Okay, they didn't even have grass. They played on straight carpet in Giants.
Concrete, bro.
It was concrete and then a strip of carpet. You know the Brady Bunch backyard? Played on, you know? Trust me, I played on it, right? I got hit on that. I went to take a knee on that and warm up. I'm like, what are we playing on? Cardboard? What the hell is this? You know what I'm saying? Astro turf, it looks nice. I mean, Boise State's turf looks nice because it's all blue and stuff, right? But that shit's a bitch to get hit on, man. So, and they talk about player safety. This brings me another thing. Logan's right. Yeah. If they went back to natural grass, your head, when it would go back after you get hit, is going to be a lot softer than landing on what you're landing on that Astro turf. So, if you want really player safety, which Roger Goodell, player safety my ass, you'd have every field grass. So, we spoke too much on it, but here, you know, that's
I like it. And I don't want to make this seem like a talk show. I'm interviewing you guys because I'm just coming up with questions in my head, and I want to give you guys as much time as you guys can to talk, and to get you guys' channels out there respectively as well. So make sure, once again, you guys go subscribe to both these guys' great channels down below in the description. Next question I want to pose, you can start with you, Adam, since Logan, you went next the last time. If you could, if you was John Mara right now in this position, given that we're 1-5, is there any moves such as fire-ins that you would make happen right now in season? And then you can turn that over to Logan when you're done.
If I were John Mara, and the Giant fans don't want me to be John Mara because I'd fire everybody. I'd fire the cooks. I'd fire the janitor. I'd fire the security guard that lets me into the building. I'd just be doing everybody dirty. But if I'm John, see, the problem, here's the thing about John Mara. It's a family-owned business, okay? Yeah. And his family gets paid a lot of money regardless if they win or lose, right? So he likes to kick back some of his family members. And what we really need is somebody from the outside. Remember, again, a conversation I had with a certain Giant fan who's a podcaster with us comes at me and goes, well, 1979, like I don't know the history. George Young was put in by Pete Rozelle at the time, who was the commissioner, because there was infighting amongst the team, to be the general manager. And they let him run the team, right? What they need to do now is the next general manager they hire, because spoiler alert, Gettleman's getting fired at the end of the season if we don't do anything. That's me. He's getting fired. The next GM who comes in has full autonomy to fire whoever he wants. If he sits down and says, you know what, John, I don't like Joe Judge because he has a big head. You know
what, Adam, in this case.
Adam in this case, I don't like Joe Judge because he's smug, right? He always wears hoodies trying to be Belichick. I want to interview him, make sure he's my guy. If not, I'm firing. Like, total anonymity. You should be allowed to do that if you're the new GM. If you don't like Daniel Jones and we have a top pick and you decide, you know what, you want one of the damn quarterbacks. I like the kid from Ole Miss, but you want a quarterback, then that's on him. Say, listen, this is my guy. I want to bring him in. I don't want to put my hat on Daniel Jones. And that's what happened with Gettleman and John Mara. John Mara brought in Gettleman because he knew the Giants' way. John Mara loved Eli Manning, so he brought in a guy who's going to say, yeah, I'll roll with Eli Manning. Meanwhile, every other GM prospect who he interviewed probably said, I'm kicking that old guy to the curb. Love Eli, but I'm kicking him to the curb. And John Mara probably wept and was like, oh, what can I do? I love Eli Manning. Got benched for Geno Smith. Brought in Dave Gettleman, who happened to be part of the team years ago. Gettleman's like, yeah, I'll bring out some hog mollies, and Eli Manning will be standing upright. So then he brings him in, drafts Barkley, which you probably should have drafted Nelson, or maybe Josh Allen of the Bills. I mean, I don't know. I mean, revisionist history, but brings in Barkley, who we all love, but let's be honest, has been a liability.
He's not going to be on the team in 2 years.
We'll see. But my point is, he's brought in all these guys. I would fire a lot of people. I would even consider firing Joe Judge. And I know, again, another podcaster on here told me, don't do that. Keyshawn Johnson says we shouldn't fire Joe Judge. First off, who the hell is fucking Keyshawn Johnson to tell me who or not to fire, okay? Keyshawn, I want the damn ball. Johnson, yeah, kick rocks, homie. Go coach your son at USC, okay? That's what
I love it.
And then Joe Judge, if he goes 2-15 with this new damn 17-game schedule, he needs to be fired too. I'm not going to bring him back when he was worse than the year prior. Okay, that's what they did with Pat Shurmur. He went 5-11, then he went 4-12. They kicked him to the curb. All right, Logan, you.
I love it.
Yeah, I honestly, I think Judge, Graham, Garrett, Gettleman, they should all be gone. And I know there's some people who said, well, if Garrett's gone, nothing's going to change because we have no one. I get they're kind of right. I just don't like Jason Garrett whatsoever. Patrick Graham, I don't know what he's smoking, but he's got to go. I remember back a few months ago, me and people were talking about the possibility of Graham being the best defensive coordinator we've had since Belichick. What the fuck were we on? And then Judge, I don't like Joe Judge. I mean, I don't have to say much about that. And then Gettleman, all I got to say is every year has been here. We've started off 1-7, so I want them all gone.
Yeah, and let's just phase back into Dave Gettleman. So
my hero.
What, you know, we have a lot of mixed Giants fans. We have some Giants fans saying that we should keep him 1 more year. We should keep him. We have some Giants fans saying that we should get rid of him. I'm on the side where I think, you know, if this was a presidential election and you serve your 4 years and we look back at your 4 years and we see like, okay, he maybe took the team over in a bad place year one, but what did you do after that? Now, if you look at Dave Gettleman and you look at what he did the last 4 years, his main promise, if correct me if I'm wrong, was to fix the O-line, was to fix the trenches. And if you look at 2018 and where we're at now, I think we're just probably in the worst place, just about the same. Yeah, we can say we got injured and stuff like that, injuries, but if you include the injuries outside of Andrew Thomas and maybe Nick, you know, we were in the same place that we was in 2018. So that main promise you came in on, where is it? So my question, there's still the conversation towards Dave Gettleman. What is your guys' thoughts on Dave Gettleman? Should we keep him? Should we fire him? I know you guys want to fire him. You guys just said it, but if you guys want to elaborate on that, you guys more than welcome. Take the mic and let's get it. Any one of you guys can go first.
I'll let Adam go.
Oh, okay. So Dave Gettleman needs to go. All right. I'll drive him to the airport. Okay. If I have to. They can pay me to drive him to the airport. Hell, I'll do it for free. I'll do it for free.
I'll drive his hog molly ass to a McDonald's.
Exactly. McDonald's. Take him to Cape May because that's where he wants, or Cape Cod. That's where he wants to go. Cape Cod. All right. Maybe he's a Boston guy just trying to sabotage New York. I don't know. That's just a rumor. But my point here is this. Okay. Gettleman came in, has broken promises. Brought in Patrick Omame, garbage. Nate Solder, garbage. Right? I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I don't want to not like him, you know. So I'm a Giant fan. I got to be optimistic. I know, you know, this is coming from a kid who used to watch Dave Brown as a quarterback and try to sit in debate rooms with Cowboy fans and Eagle fans when they actually had quarterbacks. It's like, yeah, Dave Brown's great, man. Like, no, I mean, because you defend your team. That's what you do. I knew Dave Brown was caca. You know, I see Dave Brown every day when I wipe my newborn son's ass. That's what I see is fucking dirt. Right? When I think of Dave Brown. And what we got right now is shit. Dave Gettleman, the reason I hate Dave Gettleman is he's so stuck in 1980s, right? Just like a lot of Giant fans with, we want for championships with the way we do things. Well, guess what? The way you do things is not working. Okay? It's just not. It's not working. And honestly, after this season, I can't give him a 5th year. He's been here 4 years. 4 freaking years, and his record has not improved anyway. Right? Look at the.
And we can, real fast, Adam. We can say for people who maybe want to correct. Okay, this is in his 4th year, but it was 1-5, and then you can continue.
Yeah, 1-5. How many years have we started 1-5 under damn Dave Gettleman? Look, his draft in 2018. How many guys from that draft are on the roster? What, 2? Okay, 3. Hernandez. Okay, are you bringing him back? Probably not. Carter, he's on a milk box. Okay, and Barkley, who's been in and out of the lineup with injuries. Okay, now let's go to 2019. Daniel Jones, we're still having questions about, which means he ain't a franchise guy. We're looking at Justin Herbert right now going, oh my God, he's probably going to be a future Hall of Famer. And we're looking at Daniel Jones, and we're on our knees every day begging for him to not turn the ball over. Okay, so
I like Daniel Jones. I agree to disagree, but I'll let you finish.
Listen, I like Daniel Jones too, but you know, at some point we've got to move on. You know,
I get what you're saying with that, though.
At some point you got to move on from a guy. He does, you know.
You need to stop making the excuses. He needs this. He needs that. He needs this. He needs that. Like, how much times are we gonna do that? Continue.
Right. They got Dexter Lawrence. What has he done? DeAndre Baker was one from going to jail. Okay, I don't even remember the rest of the 2019 draft. That's how booty that was. Okay, no one out of there has come out of there really that much. And then the 2020 draft had Andrew Thomas, who's looking great until he got injured, right?
And Xavier McKinney.
The rest of the guys, Xavier McKinney's coming on. I mean, the last 2 drafts have been his best draft. Now, let me ask you this. 2021 comes up. Offensive line, thanks to Miz, since he texts me every day, that the offensive line still sucks, right? So, yeah, the offensive line sucks. Well, what did Dave Gettleman do? Rashawn Slater's on the board. He decides straight out, which, don't worry, we all loved the trade, didn't we? We all sat here and said we love it. We only loved the trade because we all thought he was getting a lineman at some point. Right, we're like, all right.
Here's the thing, too. I said in my video, real fast, not to interrupt, but okay. So the Giants fans saying that that this draft was Joe Judge's draft. Okay, so that means that Joe Judge made all those trades and got all those players. So that means, what have you done, Gettleman?
Listen, Gettleman was out of his comfort zone. Why? Because his ass is on the fire. Right? He needed to do something bold to keep his job. Okay, and you're making those trades for the betterment of the team, because if he's not here next year and the Giants suck, they have a quarterback for the next GM to pick if they want to, right? You're loading up the next guy with picks. That's how you save this franchise. If Dave Gettleman, and I'll end on this point, if Dave Gettleman wants to save the franchise that he's destroying right now, trade some players away, get some assets for maybe if you're here next year, but definitely the guy who's going to replace you, so that the new guy, new gal, whoever they want to bring in, the new eyes, can have a full stable of draft picks to move up and down the draft to get players that they deem worthy to be a New York Giant.
I love it. Logan, take over.
Yeah. The whole Gettleman thing, it's really tricky to discuss because there's a lot of people, like a lot of guys that I talk to daily who like Gettleman, and a lot of guys I talk to daily who hate Gettleman. I'm one of the guys who's in the middle. I absolutely don't like Gettleman, but I don't hate him. I honestly don't know what to say because he's made a few decent moves, but let's be honest, the Barkley pick didn't really pan out. Galladay has been looking okay so far. I mean, he can't stay on the field. Tony's been looking good. By the way, do we have an update on Kadarius Toney yet?
It's too early. We'll know more tomorrow when they practice.
Okay. Daniel Jones, I'm going to say what Adam said. I don't think Daniel Jones is a franchise QB because every single week we're just praying that he doesn't turn the ball over. So I think Gettleman should be fired because, let's be honest, has he made any really, really, really good moves that are perfect? Because he hasn't made any to me. Barkley's almost never on the field. Daniel Jones, we still don't know, and it's his 3rd year. So I want Gettleman gone.
And Andrew Thomas has improved.
That's true.
The 2 gems or 3 gems he's found right now are McKinney, and Tony's a gem, and Thomas. Now, the thing that pisses me off about the 2021 draft is that, we made the trade down, then we made a trade up, but we never got a lineman. And, we signed some booty-ass players from UCLA and Florida, and I get it. They wanted to trust
that guy from Krispy Kreme.
Yes, and Krispy Kreme had their lineup too. But what happened was Gettleman and Joe Judge went in there and said, trust the process, which, by the way, Rob Sale, high fives to that guy for making chicken soup out of chicken shit, man. Right? Because that guy comes in every week with guys from Krispy Kreme coming out there and making them look like NFL linemen. Okay, last week was an exception to the rule, but give him credit. So I think I think this whole team got a little overconfident. That starts at the top. Okay, Gettleman walking out there acting like he's the shit. Joe Judge walking out there acting like, hey, we almost waited.
I'm Bill Belichick
at 6-10, and screw the Eagles for being pussies and not fighting for the game, right? And then coming out here and looking like a bitch. All right, so I don't know. I think Gettleman has to go first. If you don't want to get rid of Gettleman and Judge, I can see Judge staying again. Okay, fine. I can see that. But if that happens, these guys have to communicate, and you got to let the GM come in. If you fire him, he can fire Joe Judge if he interviews him and says, this is not my guy.
And I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes each to plug what you guys need to plug. We're reaching that 30-minute session mark. And I want to thank you guys. There's so much more that I want to go over with you guys. But trust me, they'll both be back on this 30-minute sessions. And also, you guys, please go sub to both of their channels in the description below. But I'm going to give it to both of you guys. You guys have 2 minutes to say what you guys need to say. Whatever you guys need to say. Let's get it.
Go ahead, Logan.
Yeah, you guys can find me at Logan's Giants Zone. I make almost daily Giants content. I'm starting to make Knicks content again. It's been a minute. We got the NBA season starting tonight, so I want to get back on that. And you can find my podcast every Thursday night at 8. And that's about it. The Giants suck. Let's get it.
Again, my name's Adam. My show is called The Hurry Up. It doesn't necessarily do just football. That's what it originally was, just talking sports that I used to hear about on TV when I watch ESPN, debating topics with, the greats, like Stuart Scott and those guys would say something, I'd come on and debate it. They told me Josh Freeman was a top 10 quarterback. Yeah, and I had a little rant video on why Josh Freeman wasn't a top 10 quarterback. But those are the type of things I do. I'm predominantly sticking with the Giants right now just because, A, they're my team. I got a lot to say about them, but I know the whole NFL. I watch the NFL, not just Giant fan. Yeah. I want to make sure that I study an opponent so I can give you guys factual thoughts, not something I'm blowing out my ass because I heard it on some ESPN blog or some
Twitter. Nothing against Twitter, but
some booty account that's not real that throws rumor out there, right?
There you go.
So I'm trying to give you real stuff that I've learned from my experiences. Not only do I watch, but I was an intern with an NFL team. You can probably guess which one. So I want to give you real life experiences and content that you can enjoy. And I want to yell at some motherfuckers when they deserve to be yelled at.
Absolutely. Yeah, so please, guys, go check those guys' channels out below. We got about 3 more minutes left in the show. So I'm going to give you guys a minute each. I'm going to just say one word, and you guys can go off. You can use the full minute. You can use 30 seconds. You can just say one word.
Freestyle.
I'm going to say a name. Logan, you start. Kadarius Toney.
Cool.
Baller.
Nice. I thought you guys were going to take more time than that, but I love it. One word. Cool. Baller. And for me, Kadarius Toney shows that he could be electric. Hopefully he stays healthy.
That's not one word.
Oh, no. I said you guys have a full minute. You guys have 30 seconds.
No. I thought you were going to ask us a couple more because I was getting ready.
No. I was just going to give you guys time to break down Kadarius Toney.
Okay, let me really break them down. I keep telling people about he's like Odell Beckham Jr. And what I mean by that, people, no, he's not going to catch one-handed footballs in the back of the end zone. What he is his skill set presents something that we haven't had since Odell Beckham Jr. A guy that can tilt the field. Look at him. He's actually kind of better in open space because Odell was straight line and had great acceleration. That's
Homie is the Barry Sanders of wide receivers.
Kadarius Toney, on the other hand, if you watch that okie doke he puts on that sticky leg he gets with people out his break, he does a lot of things to open things up. He's not top speed like Odell is. And not going to lie, Kadarius is a lot more. He's a tougher runner. When he sticks his foot in the ground and goes north and south, man, he's trying to get a first down. He jukes, and then once he realizes juke don't work, he don't just fall. He's like, fuck it.
Let me try something else.
That's why I like him. I really have enjoyed watching him play, and it's unfortunate that he's getting injured at this time because we need him going down the stretch to evaluate where he is, give him experience. I think he's going to be the number one, and you'll see Kenny Golladay being the number two. It won't look like that on paper, but you'll see that as it unfolds because you got to get this guy the ball in so many different ways.
Yep.
I love it. Logan, you want to say anything on that? Are you good?
He's a baller. He's electric. He's the next Barry Sanders of wide receivers.
Let's get it. Once again, please leave comments down below if you guys liked what you've seen before. If you guys want to be a part of these 30-minute sessions, just hit me up. 30-second sessions. Just hit me up and we can get it going.
That's how the kids are calling it these days.
That's awesome. I just wanted to come and do something new on the channel. And please, once again, I'm going to say it again. Please go ahead and check both of these guys' channels out. Two respected content creators. Hopefully, you liked your first official episode of 30-second sessions. And we don't know who we're going to have on next, but hopefully it's someone good. And if you guys want to come on too, we'll get you guys back on the show in no time. Thank you guys so much for watching. And let's get it. Y'all have a good one.
Peace.
Thanks for having me.